My presentation is going to be over autism spectrum disorder. Defining autism. The definition of autism, according to Autism Society of America, is a complex neurological disorder that affects not only communication, but other areas of development as well. Autism is classified as a spectrum disorder. Here are facts about autism.
But in some real important ways, we're still the same, you see.
Autism is growing at a faster rate in the United States than any other developmental disability. It's common enough that even Sesame Street has started teaching kids about it. Welcome to Watch Mojo's Top 5 Facts. Today we'll be looking at the spectrum disorder known as autism.
What do I have left?
2 jacks, 1 8, 1 king, 1 6. 2 aces, 1 10, 1 9, 1 5.
1 5. You are beautiful, man.
Number 5. There is gender bias in diagnosing autism. When it comes to studying autism, boys seem to get all the attention. That's because many researchers see autism as a predominantly male disorder and use tools designed to observe male behavior. Boys are diagnosed at an earlier age, and the diagnosis ratio for boys compared to girls is 4 to 1. One study finds that even when a boy and girl's autism symptoms are equally severe, the girl is less likely to be diagnosed. This unfortunately makes it harder for autistic girls to access resources such as early intervention therapy.
This lack of understanding is one of the worst things about being autistic.
Number 4. Horses are good emotional therapy for autism. Working with horses can have therapeutic effects for autistic children. The immersive experience of horseback riding improves focus and motor control, while the powerful bond that develops between horse and rider can draw the child out of isolation, having a strong effect on self-esteem and mood. One theory as to why autistic children bond so well with horses is that both can have a very detail-oriented visual thought process, which is to say they think in pictures. This theory was proposed by none other than Dr. Temple Grandin, who is herself autistic and known for her groundbreaking work with animals. Number 3. No one knows what causes autism.
So the question remains, what does cause autism?
But there may be environmental factors which contribute to it. A study conducted by Arizona State University found the blood of autistic children contained higher levels of toxic metals than that of children who did not have autism. Another study suggests that BPA and plastic could be a link. Having lupus or another autoimmune disorder might slightly increase the chances of giving birth to a child with autism, as does having a serious infection during pregnancy. Researchers at the Cold Harbor Spring Laboratory believe the cause could be genetic mutations which affect as many as 200 genes. However, we do know one thing for sure. Number 2, there is no link between the MMR vaccine and autism. A 2015 study showed that among 95,000 children who were given the measles, mumps, rubella, or MMR vaccine, there was no increased risk in developing autism, even among those who had autistic siblings. Despite the fact that the 1998 report that linked the MMR vaccine with autism has been repeatedly debunked, many parents are still afraid to let their kids receive the shot.
2 years old, 2.5 years old, a beautiful child, went to have the vaccine and came back and a week later got a tremendous fever, got very, very sick, now is autistic.
Between 1999 and 2000, there was a 2% drop in the number of MMR vaccines given to children. Interestingly enough, college-educated mothers are more likely to avoid giving their child the vaccine than mothers with less education. Number 1. Autism is costly. And no, most autistic people can't just go to Vegas and count cards. The University of Pennsylvania found that in the US and the UK, the lifetime costs associated with autism spectrum disorder are equivalent to $1.4 million US. That number goes up to $2.4 million if they also have an intellectual disability. Most of those costs are attributed to supplemental care and education, and to the lost productivity and wages of parents who look after their autistic children. According to economists from UC Davis, these autism-related expenses will total $268 billion US in 2015 and are expected to skyrocket to $461 billion by 2025. So what did we leave out? What do you think is the most interesting thing about ASD?
You know, he has this ability to make everyone around him happy. My family, my friends he meets, the people at the rec center he attends, his workplace, and especially me.
For more neurodiverse top 10s and excellent driver top 5s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
We all are amazing, each in our own way. We all are amazing, each in our own way.
Impact on language development. The language development problems of autism vary depending upon the development of each individual. About half of all children that are classified as autistic do not speak. Those that can speak often say things that have no meaning or pertain to the conversation. Most autistic children are unable to make eye contact. Some speak in high-pitched voice and talk like robots. Parents' impact. If you feel like your child could be affected by autism, have them screened. Signs of autism are: by 6 months, little to no eye contact; by 12 months, no babbling; by 12 months, no response to name; by 24 months, no meaningful two-word phrases. Learn more about autism and how it may impact your child and family. Find support so you don't get down and depressed. Stay positive and think of a positive future. Here are some family resources. Discover Autism Help. Parents source for ideas and techniques for teaching strategies for speech therapy, occupational therapy, reading, math, writing, which a lot can be implemented at home. Early intervention support. This resource is able to assist parents or caregivers with any questions that they might have about their child's growth and development. If they also have suggestions on common problems that come with autism. And here's a brief video on what is autism. Interventions to improve. Treatments for children with autism have a very broad range because what works for some might not work for others. However, there are some methods that have been successful, such as parent training at home, social skills training, speech language training, cognitive behavior training, sensory integration, occupational therapy. And here are some teacher resources to help better assist students with autism spectrum disorder. Activities to support the child, visual attention activities, color sorting activities, pre-writing skills activities, counting activities, sensor activities. And here is a video of activities.
Thank you for continuing to watch this workout series. And what we're going to show you is an activity that you can do in the classroom before you go to the gym or the gymnasium or any physical activity environment. With us again, of course, is Champion Dylan. Dylan, can you say hi?
Hi.
Hi. Say hi to everyone out there.
Hi, everyone.
And, of course, Coach Ashley. And as I was mentioning, we want to start sometimes in the classroom to do activities because the gym can be very unsensory friendly, and truly it probably is one of the most unsensory friendly environments in the school. Think about all the bright lights. Sometimes there's a flicker in that light, which could cause major distress and distraction for our children or adults. Also, the sound, the echoing, all these things are some things that we may never experience or understand, but these are things that we're learning through individuals like Rachel, who's been on to share her experiences, and all the time that we've spent with these kids. And the activity we're just going to show you is one of Dylan's favorite, which is, right, soccer. And what are you and Coach Ashley going to do? All right. Coach Ashley, do you want to just take them through how you would set it up in the classroom?
Absolutely. So in a classroom, we use the visual supports as well, so they know exactly what direction they're going to be kicking the ball in. And we'd actually color code as well, a red ball, blue ball, and yellow ball. So depending on the level at which a student is at, to keep their engagement and to keep them motivated, color is also one of our motivating factors in exercise. So we have a red ball, blue ball, and yellow ball. So I'll actually put them in front of Dylan. All right. Ready? Dylan?
Yes.
We're going to listen, all right? Can you kick the red ball? Woohoo!
Nice job,
Nice.
Dylan.
Ready? Okay, let's go back to our feet. Ready? Can you kick the blue ball?
With unsketchable memories.
Nice job, Dylan. And what's the last ball that you're going to kick? Yellow. Can you kick the yellow ball? Soft.
Sure.
Thank you so much. Very good.
So doing that is really a good way to, like you said, to educate children on their colors and if they're trying to learn it. So, and that's what we're seeing through research is learning through moving. And again, now, let's do it again. Which foot did you kick with? His right foot?
He kicked with his right
All right.
foot.
So now, Dylan, do you know which one your left foot is?